Hey, on today's show, we're getting to news. Angels Heavenly Top 10. Joe Douglas out in New York.
Daniel Jones getting benched, I hear.
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Welcome. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the show. The Bench Show. This is my first time ever hosting, so bear with me. I am your host today, Angel Tovar, along with my brother co-host, Gabriel Tovar. What's up, Gabe? Bane mode.
Hi.
It's too early.
Oh, sorry.
Too early.
I'm still learning.
Yeah. Today, Joey's out, so Gabe is filling in Joey's spot. And behind the scenes, not on the camera, is AJ Woodson, 6'5" on a good day. Yeah, he will be. He's here. He's not shown.
I'm just the voice today.
Yeah, he's
the voice.
He's just the voice. For the podcasters, you're going to love it.
Yeah, the radio voice.
Yeah.
I've been told he has a pretty good one, much better than mine, so.
No, you have a good voice, dude.
Thank you.
You have a good voice.
Thank you very much.
On today's show, news, Joe Douglas, Daniel Jones, like we just said, and Angels Heavenly Top 10. After a wild week of games, Chiefs are finally human.
They finally fell.
They finally lost.
The Wicked Witch is dead.
Yeah, Steelers beat Baltimore Ravens. Big game. Broncos are not going to be on it, but I want to talk about them a little bit.
Chicago reminds us that they're still the Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
I have to bring that up.
You have to get it in.
Got to get that in there.
For those watching on YouTube, welcome.
Hi.
That's how it feels, huh?
Nice.
Be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. We post a lot. Sunday through Saturday, 24/7, 365. For those listening on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, welcome in.
Audio.
Like, subscribe, turn on post notification for that. Leave a review, only if it's positive. If it's negative, get the hell out of here.
Negative ones are fun, though.
Oh, no, I'm so tired.
He's saying that because they go after him the hardest.
They go after me so much, and I'm just trying to be a good person.
Just be nice, people. Just be nice.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Follow the show, be tweeting the show. And check out our website, benchshow.com. Catch up on the weekly bench report for free. Catch up on the bench beat. That's articles about fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. Boys, halfway through the season. Well, past halfway through the season.
Just about.
We're completely in playoff seeding watch.
Yep. Yeah.
That's all we're in. And we're in also tank watch.
I kind of feel once teams get to that 10th game, whether it's a win or loss, that's now it starts.
That's when you know.
Teams are either going to tank or teams are going for that playoff spot.
Yeah, there are teams like in the middle, like Miami and
the Raiders
and Cincinnati. No, teams in the middle who like
in the middle
who you think they probably aren't, but they kind of.
They're in that
Miami, the Rams, the Niners,
the Broncos,
basically the whole NFC West.
Actually in it right now. But yeah, so right now NFL is heating up, and this shows when this is like the dog days of like the NFL. This is when the casuals fall off.
Right.
Your team is not good. Giants fans, Jets fans, Raiders fans. Yeah. Those fans fall off. And then teams like, the Packers, the Eagles, they kind of get into it.
Yeah.
So Broncos are kind of into it. I'm kind of happy about that. 6-4.
I'm actually really, really happy.
You know what's funny? You watch Bronco games with me. Every time I watch a Bronco game, you text me.
And I get no love on this show for that. I tune into the Broncos games just as much.
You do. You know what's funny? I don't tune into any Packer games.
Yeah, thanks for that.
The one I tuned into was the one that I went to with you in Green Bay.
And you were against the Packers, if I do remember.
That was. I didn't realize that was going to happen until I got in the stadium.
It's a funny story, actually. The Texans scored first. And Angel out of nowhere just started cheering out loud the moment they scored. And then I looked at Angel what the hell, man? He said, honestly, Gabe, that just happened.
It's just fandom.
So the fandom decided who I was going to go for in this game. I was like, great, I paid for this ticket to be a Texan fan.
What's funny is that, as everyone knows, he just Stroud's my sweet baby lamb, my sweet baby boy.
He definitely is.
And my second favorite team is the Houston Texans. And I have to defend them and Stroud. Big argument on the show is Stroud or Purdy. And I have to fight to the death for that till the end of the season. Sunday we're gonna kind of go through it one more time. So look out for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't want to tease too much, but what's crazy about that is that they're both kind of just not doing what
they're both having a slump.
Both sides aren't getting happy with what they're seeing from these two guys right now. They're just kind of middle of the tier guys. I mean, Purdy had a chance to kind of show he was a star by losing a lot of his stars. He's not bad, but he's also not that great.
They lost to Seattle in a very important game on Sunday.
And then Stroud has had every opportunity in the world to just take off this year and just, again, he's not bad, but he's also not that great.
Yeah, Stroud has had injuries, but he's had opportunities in games where he's just overthrown. I know AJ's been following the Texans kind of. It's just Stroud's been a letdown. Purdy's been a letdown.
He had Nico for like what would have been a beautiful touchdown on the
first
post.
play. The first play.
That too.
Wasn't that called back?
Yeah,
it was called back.
That
right?
was
yeah.
Laramie Tunsil's fault. He was 5 yards down the field.
You can't do that, Laramie.
But later, in the first or early in the second, Nico Collins had a beautiful post route. CJ Stroud just sailed it over his head.
Yeah, he's been sailing a couple passes. Also, I think he's getting happy feet.
Let's also try to save it. We're doing this for
right.
Sunday night. Yeah, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get into the news. It's a thick bass line. We never talk about that.
You know what's funny? Yeah, we're off camera, but every time that happens, we're just right there, just going with it.
Yeah. Okay. So this first story is kind of funny. You guys have been watching these NFL touchdown celebrations for years.
Oh my God! Yeah.
All of a sudden, now they're political. Since there's been speculation, President-elect Donald Trump's signature dance, "Do it for us, Gabe," show how it's done, which
really good.
Which several NFL players have adopted this year, is not an issue for the league, according to sources. I want to know who's been complaining about that kind of dance, which is crazy. While the NFL has addressed celebrations in the past, my understanding, this is Jordan Schultz talking, my understanding is that they only take action against those deemed excessive or inappropriate. The Trump dance is good with the league office. Gabe, thoughts on people being upset about Trump's dance?
So let me just clear this first, though, because there are some people that are comparing this to Nick Bosa with the MAGA hat. There's a big difference here. The hat was an accessory that they cannot wear. A Trump dance, even though it's talking about the same person, that's just a dance. Just like you're saying, it's overly excessive, sexual, whatever you want to call it. You can't do those things.
Yeah, I think of the skit from Key and Peele when like that's excessive. It's funny, but
yeah.
So
that one. Yeah, but like I mean, it's fine. You're allowed to do it. It's not dirty. It's not excessive. In fact, how boring is this actually? Like,
it's kind of just like
it's kind of just stupid if you think about it.
It's an old man white people dance, and that's people.
Yeah. What, he's 78 years old dancing the why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, he's not even doing the why.
Everyone's doing it. I saw a lot of people doing it this Sunday.
week. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw like college ball, like some of the high school balls around the league. It's crazy.
Gotta love politics, right? And then speaking of stupid shit, in our next story, on to Dallas. Cooper Rush will remain the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, according to Ian Rappaport. But Trey Lance will have some packages installed, according to head coach Mike McCarthy. What though? This now we've solved it. Now let's have both quarterbacks who are both ass be in there. AJ, will they get a win with this new 2-quarterback system?
No, and like the whole package is installed. Just give the kid a shot. Give the kid a game.
Traded like a
I can't stand the whole package is installed, or we're gonna give each quarterback a series. That's not how you go out and play a football game.
Yeah.
Give the kid a game. If he stinks up the joint, it's not any different from what you've had.
Yeah, I mean, you did lose a lot to a little. 10 or 38-10 or something like that bad to Houston, obviously. Cooper Rush didn't look great at all.
Joe Mixon with the hat trick.
Yeah, and it's just like you said, too. They paid a 4th rounder for it.
Yep. Fourth rounder for it.
I feel like you owe it to your fan base. Just like AJ said, not a series or a quarter or two. Just let the kid start. And if he sucks, what are you losing?
Yeah, the ROI is pretty bad if you don't ever play.
If you don't ever play him, then it's like, okay, we just give a 4th basically to watch him sit when he actually would have a chance to play.
For a 3rd round pick who's only going to be in packages. You can do that. You should just sign Tebow or it's one of these old quarterbacks just be a red zone guy. Dallas up to great things, obviously.
Yeah, the medal is did you guys talk about that at all?
No, the medal falling? No, that was on Monday night.
Oh, man.
Medal falling from Jerry Roll. Jerry Roll is falling apart inside and out.
Well, while there was people inside the stadium.
Jerry Roll's it's just crumbling before our eyes. Yeah. It was. Remember when it came out? It was like the innovation of football fields.
Yeah. Well,
it was
the first year that it opened was when the Packers won.
Yeah,
we won in there.
That's a long time ago. It was
it's not that long.
I think we were in junior high.
It was 2011. I was graduating from high school.
We're very old.
I'm 25.
But yeah, Jerry Jones up to Jerry Jones things. We love you, Jerry. Keep giving us news.
You know what's crazy about what we were just talking about Trey Lance? 4th round pick for Trey Lance. Mm-hmm. Do you guys know what they got back from Cleveland for Amari Cooper?
Oh, is it, what?
A 5th round pick.
Yeah.
They got a 5th for Amari Cooper, who's still balling. Yeah. Had a beautiful catch on Sunday.
2, actually, yeah.
And traded a 4th round pick for Trey Lance and won't give the kid a shot.
But no one could do his job,
He has packages.
He has packages. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so
Come
sorry.
on.
They
AJ, no one,
packages.
No one can do his job but Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is the one. Yeah.
In other news, according to Adam Schefter, Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said that he's not concerned about talk about that he's on the hot seat mid his team's 2-8 start. I'll just say this right now. If they fire Kevin Stefanski, that's the most Cleveland Brown thing I've ever heard in my life. He's a good coach. It's not his fault that Watson is terrible. Winston's better than Watson, and Winston isn't great. Maybe some head coach need to be gone, but this one's just do not fire Kevin Stefanski. He'll get a job so quickly.
I'm sure we're going to talk about it with what the Jets did today.
Yeah.
But I kind of that's what this story reminds me of.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're going to get rid of the guy that actually works in your organization.
Yeah.
Before him, I mean, I think he was there 2000.
He won Coach of the Year twice.
Was it 2019? Right? Was his first year? That was the Odell year.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy has worked for them. They may not be going to the playoffs each and every year and doing great things there, but they're not the Cleveland Browns before he got there.
Yeah.
I think fans are forgetting that part where you're winning one game and two at the highest. So if you get rid of him, it reminds you of the Jets story.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about that, but they'll be getting rid of the wrong guy, and it's just like you said too. It'll be the Browns doing exactly what the Browns do.
Don't fire him. If he gets fired, go to Chicago.
He'll get a job so fast.
Chicago should be on the phone as quickly as possible. Kevin Stefanski in Chicago will be a dream scenario, but we'll see.
He is the longest tenured Browns coach since Bill Belichick from 91 to 95.
Pretty good stuff there.
What was his first year?
2020.
Yeah.
2020, yeah.
But he's been coach of the year twice, right? I think he's been coach of the year twice.
He's been coach of the year twice. He's been in the playoffs a couple times.
2020, they got a playoff win. Baker got a playoff win, if I'm not mistaken.
He's had so many quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They've had so many.
Wait, 2020, that was the first year with Odell and was it Landry and all that, right? And everyone was saying it was like a Super Bowl team, and then they didn't ever meet up to those expectations.
Right, yep.
But yeah.
Good times in Cleveland.
Good times.
Yeah, okay. Big story. According to Adam Schefter, the New York Jets have fired GM Joe Douglas. Last month, they fired head coach Robert Saleh. Now Douglas. It is a complete reboot for the Jets. According to... All right, let's talk about the Jets. Even though I don't want to, we always talk about the Jets, and even though they're bad, they're so bad, and we talk about the Jets. Let's give him some flowers, though. Okay, he's drafted Sauce Gardner.
We were talking about this on the way here.
Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall,
the Williams, both of them.
Will McDonald.
Will McDonald, Braylon Allen.
Did he draft Quinnen Williams?
No.
He did draft Quinn Williams.
No.
He wasn't there yet?
Yeah.
No, I thought he drafted him too. Never mind.
I think he signed him first, but he's out in.
Oh no, hold on. He's not done yet. He brought in Aaron Rodgers.
He brought Aaron Rodgers.
Devontae Adams.
No, I'm just saying, he's brought talent.
He's brought in talent from the college system and from around the league.
Yeah, and he's fired because he's the problem.
And he's fired.
Everyone,
we found it.
There seems we got it. Now we're cooking.
I was saying, AJ, you know how many teams jumped for joy when they found out that he's going to be on the market again?
Joe Douglas will get a GM job next year.
There'll be no hesitation. There's so many teams that will look at what he's done in the draft in the last 3-4 years and be like, bring that on.
People will just sign him as a GM just because of what he could do in the draft. Maybe you don't agree with the trades or whatever, but drafting, redoing a franchise with drafts and making it work for you is very hard. Yeah. GMs always try to. Yep. I mean, look at the Giants. They've tried to rebuild through the draft, and they still kind of suck.
Yeah.
The Jets suck, but they at least have talent on the field, and they have.
Well, no, it's just like you said. The Giants have tried to do it and can't and actually can't do it. The Jets, and more specifically him, he put a good team together.
Yeah.
Whether their record says or not, there's talent across the board all over that team, and he's responsible for it. Yeah. You can't blame him for that.
Yeah. According to Jordan Schultz sources, while Joe Douglas held the GM title until today, I'm told the organization was overseen by higher-ups for the past month. That should tell you all you need to know right there. Douglas effectively lost most of his authority after the firing of Robert Saleh, a decision made by owner Woody Johnson and not Douglas. Just a well-run, classy organization. As soon as you fire the head coach, Douglas is just a puppet GM sitting there. I mean, this was his last year of his contract. So he was gone anyway. So I guess they're just kind of doing it early. But at least what you don't want now is noise or drama. Yeah. And this is exactly what you bring is drama when you announce a firing. You don't need to. He's gonna walk at the end of the year. Just let him walk. Yeah, we didn't renew his contract. We're gonna start over. The usual BS. Yeah. But nope.
Yeah, let's just play the hypothetical game real quick. If no moves were made there, and the GM is still there, the head coach is still there, the players are still there, are there any other guys that have a safe that at least are safe as far as their job than the GM and the head coach.
With the Jets?
Yeah. Is there anyone that's safer than
I'll tell you what, Nathaniel Hackett's pretty safe.
Yeah, well,
he's not losing his job at all.
It just baffles me that the two guys that actually worked there, that actually showed they can work there, whether it's the personnel or getting the defense to where it needs to be, the two guys that work are the first out the door.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Yeah, last year with Zach Wilson, they were talented, Joe Douglas, and they played well. Robert Saleh, the coaching. Yeah. So
and somehow those
and
two
then
were
you bring in Aaron Rodgers and it flips and you fire the two guys who held your head above water last year.
Yeah.
Oh man, Aaron Rodgers. I know Joey's doesn't believe in that he's the reason why, but Aaron Rodgers is doing a show over there. And then now it comes out that he might be done in New York. It's just
well, it's very much like Aaron Rodgers. He said I think like a week ago that I do want to come back and play. It's like. Yeah, here
we go.
Here we go. It starts out now. It's like I don't know if you saw, or it might be the news, but what they wanted to do was it after the Week 4 game?
Week 4 Denver loss
against the against the Broncos.
They wanted to bench him.
They wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers. And
for who?
And when I first saw that story, I thought it meant like present time. Yeah. That's Week 4. So it goes to show you really how much this organization has lost faith in this team. Not just now that they're losing games, but just like Week 4, you're already starting to lose faith in Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, that was his 4th game played with you guys because he didn't play the first year.
Yeah, that's
just ridiculous.
Apparently that was Woody Johnson making these calls, and Woody Johnson just doing a crap job.
Doing a bang-up job.
Bang-up job of a great, talented team. I can't imagine next year when you're trying to sign free agents, and Woody Johnson comes in the room, you're like, I'm not going to play with this guy.
I'm out.
This guy will fire a head coach at any time, not telling any of us. Fire the GM at any time. You need to fire Doug. His contract was expiring. It's just this is some I won't say which team. Some teams are just good at being bad.
Yeah,
this is one of them.
I'm sure Mike Williams is just like
he's on one of the best teams in the NFL.
He's like, thank God I'm not there anymore. Goodness gracious.
All right, let's move on to their team in New York City. The New York Giants.
Man, New York is just having a banging year between them and the Yankees.
Per Ian Rappaport, the Giants are benching quarterback Daniel Jones.
Nice.
They are coming out of their bye week with a 2-8 team. Jones now heads to the bench, and it's apparently a football decision, according to head coach. According to Ari Maroff, the Giants are demoting Daniel Jones to QB3. Tommy Cutlets DeVito is starter, and Drew Lock is the backup. This essentially confirms that Daniel Jones was benched for financial reasons. The next tweet's kind of I won't read the whole thing. So basically, if he gets hurt, they owe him $23 million.
You explained this a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I do remember.
And if he doesn't get hurt, you can cut him with only $22 million in a dead cap, which is fine for a rebuilding team.
So it truly is a financial.
It's financial. It's like they don't want to get hurt. There's some great numbers for Daniel Jones' career. I think. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Daniel Jones, just a phenomenal football player.
I kind of feel like the organization is like it's at a point now where it's like don't even have a press conference.
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
Because if you guys have a press conference, be like, we made a football decision. It's like, dude, this was a decision that could have been made years ago. We could have told you this was needed to happen.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So Daniel Jones in his six-year career as the starting quarterback, 24-44-1.
Nice.
14,000 passing yards, 70 touchdowns, 47 picks, 50 career fumbles. Wow. 50 career fumbles. He has 97 career turnovers. That's more turnovers than he's thrown for touchdowns.
Sorry, how many starts was it?
64.
50 fumbles in 64 starts.
24. Not 64. 24 and 44 is his record, and 1. So what is that?
24, 44, and 1. That's 69.
69. Oh, it's
a good number.
Whoa. 69 starts, 97 turnovers. 97.
Wow.
He needs to have a movie made about him, how he's retained a starting job for 6 years with the Giants. It's just
like all that too, while being one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league.
They paid him.
I don't. What, $45 million was his number?
It was
a year.
It was. Let's see. I'm trying to find the stat here. He got paid after they made that playoff run where they beat Kirko and the Vikings, and then he got paid, and then. Ever since then, he's been back to Daniel Jones. He threw a touchdown the first time at home stadium in 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah, I thought the celebration of that was a little excessive.
Giants up to usual Giants things. It's tough times in New York. Yankees lost in the World Series.
Yeah.
Giants and Jets. Which one's more of a shit show?
Oh,
Jets. AJ, which is more of a shit show, Giants or the Jets?
It's absolutely the Jets. The Giants, you can recover. You can start over.
I think
clean.
Giants, too, just going back to the money side of it, I already mentioned that. Like, I feel like they were kind of handcuffed because of the money.
Yeah.
But Jets, yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Giants, you can start over clean next year.
Yeah.
The Jets, you got to
like the same thing as the Cowboys.
You got to find a coach. You got to find a GM. You still have a stupid owner. Say what you will about John Morrow. Say what you will about Joe Shane. You know, maybe they'll decide to never do offseason Hard Knocks ever again as an organization.
No one should do that. No one should.
But I mean, Woody Johnson, man, and like you got to find a coach, you got to find a GM, you've got to find a quarterback for the future. You've got to hope that some of these guys on that some of this young talent doesn't age out or doesn't go get paid somewhere else because you've assembled a good amount of talent. I don't know if I can say you've assembled a good team, but you've assembled a good amount of talent.
Yeah,
you don't have a lot to use to.
It's frustrating because that team is so damn talented, and they're just bad.
That's kind of thing too. Like those rookie contracts in the next 2 years or so, they're coming up to where they need to decide if they want to be there.
Garrett Wilson in about 2 more years. Brees Hall, those are big.
Brees Hall, and what
Sauce Gardner,
Sauce. I mean, so you got these contracts for in 2 years. If you're not at least looking somewhat better. Why would I? If I'm Sauce, I'm like, I'm not staying here. Look how bad we're doing. Look how good I am.
More importantly, you got to find a coach, if Aaron Rodgers stays, who wants to coach Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And who Aaron Rodgers wants to be coached by. That's my problem.
You got to find a coach who's willing to take on this job thinking you'll believe in me after. Like, I'm not just here to coach Aaron Rodgers. You got to find somebody who is okay saying, I'll coach Aaron Rodgers, but also willing to believe that, like, okay, you believe in me after he's gone, right? Like, you believe I can help you build a team, right? That doesn't exist.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, I was going to say, you need to find it, but the bottom line is that
so they're gonna hire a coach who can coach Aaron Rodgers. Then when Aaron's gone in a year, they're gonna fire that coach and then bring in a new.
And then not to jump on all over again, but then like you know how hard it is to be a GM in this league that has a good reputation.
Yeah,
like to find a head coach. I was trying to age this. Find a head coach. It is hard, but it's possible. Finding a good GM, that is, and then it takes a few years for you to actually know it. So you're gonna have to invest 2-3 years into a guy, and then hope that once those 2 or 3 years are up, you can look back and say, I think we found our guy here. That's getting rid of the GM is just such a bad move for the Jets.
And then once teams find their guy, he is their guy. So there's not a lot of GMs just running around on the street that you can just pick up. Oh, we know he has a good track record because those guys are staying with their teams.
Yeah, he needs to go. If I were him, I'm going to Vegas. If they get the number 1 overall pick,
go to Vegas.
Pick. There's certain teams where there's
crazy. That's a destination.
Where there's talent, and then he's a good draft. You know, he's a good person, good drafter.
It's just crazy because any scenario with any bad team, he's a good fit because of what he brings to the table.
His worth
he
of
drafts well.
Drafting is so hard, and quarterback's the hardest position to draft. I'm not going to knock him for, missing on Zach Wilson. At the time, everyone wanted Zach Wilson.
Well, forget all the other picks were misses.
Yeah,
it was Zach Wilson or Trey Lance or Mac Jones.
Yeah,
and you rather have a GM that's swinging and missing a lot of the times versus a GM that doesn't ever go for one. So at least he's going for it.
And then besides that, he's a couple All-Pros on both sides that he's drafted, and they're not paying right now, which sucks because you wanted to capitalize on this non-paying window. You got to pay them eventually. God, the NFL's fun, except for this point. What's really sucks is that the Jets and the Giants have the same record, and the talent is not the same. That's how you know one side is bad. Giants, their best player, Sexy Dexy.
Dexter Lawrence,
yeah. Dexter Lawrence. And then,
I was like, where's it going?
Then, no, I'm trying to think. And then besides that, it goes like neighbors and then Andrew Thomas. And that's it.
Yep.
The Jets have like 6 players just on defense that are great. Offensively, they have. It sucks. It's sad. The NFL's fun until your team's bad.
Until it's not fun. Yeah.
So we miss all the Jets fans are not listening to our show anymore. We've been bashing them for weeks. But
well, here's the thing: if you're not listening to our show, then I apologize. Like, we're not telling any lies on the Jets right now.
We're sorry for you, honestly. Like,
I feel terrible for you.
Hold on, this is a non-show matter. Gabe, you were gonna get heat from Joey for putting a cheese head on top of the Travis Kelce jersey. I just noticed that.
Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce.
And you're gonna get heat for not calling him the right one.
More so. There's a Joey, this is for you, buddy. I can't let it happen.
I was actually going to announce that. I'd be like, this is the Gabe edition.
No, that cannot be done.
We'll just put it off camera.
For our podcast listeners, there was a cheese
You could have just left it, but thanks.
I saw it on camera, and I had a double take, and I was like, that's
what's that bright yellow thing?
It's been up for the whole show, apparently. Anyways. All right, so...
real quick.
Yeah.
So You fire your GM midseason because that always works.
Yeah.
Always works.
Was this to help them win games? You fire your GM.
I feel like it's just a reaction.
Trade deadline.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna win out because you're 3-8. If you want to make the playoff, you want to have a winning record, you got to win out now. You got to win
perfect
6
team.
in a row.
The perfect team.
So the GM was the reason that was keeping you from winning your next 6 in a row.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Jets are bad.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Like,
and
oh my.
I'm just very curious to see the GM first, who they hire for GM and who they hire for head coach, because you have to deal with Aaron Rodgers. You're gonna look back immediately, like, okay, has he ever coached Aaron Rodgers? Has he been part of the Rodgers tree? Is he part of the
Oh, you're gonna be hilarious.
And then
Mike McCarthy.
Oh God.
Hey, well, that ended bad, but that's a good year.
I mean, they won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl,
It's so Jets though.
Magic
it's
Mike?
so
Yeah.
Woody Johnson to just look at that fact. Oh, they won a Super Bowl. Let's hire that guy.
And he's gonna be available.
He
Cowboys
will
gonna
be
fire
available.
him.
You know, I don't think we've talked about it. There's two. Who's done a worse job this year? Is it the Jets guy or the Cowboys guy?
What do you mean, guy?
What do you mean, guy? The owner?
No, I'm saying like Jerry Jones or
Oh, they're both
Woody
bad.
Johnson.
Woody Johnson. Like who's been worse
The
at their
Jerry
job this year?
Jones one is just so documented, and it's a movie now with the ceiling falling from the sky.
But I mean,
Literally.
the roof is falling. That's true. It's Jerry Jones. Never mind.
Poor dude who almost got hit. That was hilarious.
Hey, listen.
Oh God!
Listen, I would jump in front of that thing so quickly. I'm about to own the Cowboys.
You imagine like being a player. Like, are you freaking kidding me?
The roof was falling. Yeah,
I'm outta here.
Yeah, it was funny because on the broadcast they said they were gonna have they're excited because like in 2 years or whatever, they're gonna have the roof open, but now they couldn't because a thing fell off, so they had to bolt it shut. Fun times, dude. Fun times.
And then the cut to Jerry's face up in the box.
Yeah, Jerry just looking clueless like an old man.
Why?
Much like politics, it's just too many old men in power.
Yeah.
We gotta get some young, sexy guys in there and just revamp it.
Nothing to say about that.
So that's news. Let's get on to Angels Heavenly 10.
Angels Heavenly 10.
Do you remember the first time the song came out? It was like were you here for that?
With the first time you snagged this song?
It was like a 3-minute video. We didn't know where it ended.
Oh no, it was me. I didn't know where to go.
Yeah. I remember just being like, this is like, I feel like I'm walking
It's like Hercules soundtrack or something.
on the streets of gold right now.
But anyways, all right. Angels Heavenly 10 for week 12. Week 12. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Week 12. Couple of movers and shakers here. Let's start at the bottom at number 10. You guys are gonna think I'm playing favorites here. Number 10, the Houston Texans at 7-4. Won on Monday night, 7-4. They're leading their division. It was between them and the Commandos. Commanders have lost a lot of good games, lost against a lot of good teams. I'm giving the Texans the benefit of the doubt because they got Nico back. But
I'm okay with this.
they might be
Between them and the Commanders, I'm okay with this.
Yeah. At number 9, the Chargers. They moved up one spot from last week. I don't know how to rank this team. They're very difficult because you believe in them, but then against the other teams like the Packers and the Steelers and Vikings, you're like, man, they've been doing it all. It feels like the Chargers were like a sleeping giant that no one heard about. Now they're here. So
They might have given us the game of the year with that was it Sunday night
Yeah.
performance. Like, that was a great game.
And then number 8, falling from number 7 to number 8, is the Green Bay Packers. Love looked good. Love healthy-ish. They shouldn't have been in that game with the Bears. They shouldn't have been. That Bears team, I understand it was divisional, but they shouldn't have been in that game with the Bears. That was disappointing. The Bears are literally a crap show. They're not the Jets, but they're a crap show.
Yeah.
A little disappointed that they played to the Bears level. You know, teams, I want them to play up, but Love looks fine.
Still having a little bit of issue with these turnovers. Tom Brady, of course, had to be calling the game and had to correct it in the middle of the broadcast. I don't know if you heard it.
What?
He said he needs to stop throwing off his back foot.
Yeah.
His interception, Kraft was wide open.
Yeah.
And Kraft probably scores if that ball gets to him because then the next Bear that's near him was about 7-8 yards away.
Yeah.
And he just overthrew it. So
that's where we're at with the
Love has to improve. He has to clean that up. But yeah, I mean he's healthy. It's amazing.
And then at number 7, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up from number 8. Big win against the Ravens.
Yeah, that's a little.
Let's give it up for the Steelers team, man.
Apparently, Angels not. Though.
I feel bad putting them at 7.
Yeah.
They just beat the Ravens.
I know, and had the Ravens above them. Let's circle back. Let's circle back.
I'm not looking at the list. I want to see what the Ravens are.
At number 6, the Minnesota Vikings. They say where they're at. They beat the Titans. They don't move up or down. Team that they should have beat. Sam Darnold looked good. That's a good sign. That's why I want to worry about this
team that they should have beat. but still beat, right?
But like it wasn't like close or nothing. Like the Bears were. Is that what we're talking about? The Packers and Bears?
Yes, that's what I'm talking
We'll go back to that. At number 5, the Baltimore Ravens. I'm starting to lose a little, not confidence, but like I'm like squinting now when I see. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ravens, you're like, I want.
Kind of abstract.
Like,
You just tilt your head a little
You
bit.
gotta tilt your head a little bit, see if they're really that.
I want to believe that they're the best team in football.
Yeah.
I want to. And then when they need to score a 2-point conversion, Derrick Henry's on the sideline at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. And then your play was just run Lamar, who's a pretty good athlete, obviously, to the left and just make something happen.
And there was nothing.
And
Yeah, that play design was terrible.
There was no receivers on that.
Yeah.
It was just Lamar.
It was just make a play.
And I would have done at least a read option.
He looked scared, too, when he got it there. He's like, oh.
And he was just trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
The Ravens.
And you have to think, too, like, we went and got Derrick Henry this offseason.
Yeah,
why is he not? Yeah, for this kind of play. Why is he not there?
They're weird with him. I don't get it. Sometimes they just don't like him.
You have him at 5?
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
And number 4, Fly Eagles Fly. Eagles look good. Eagles
Still
look
looking good.
Taking care of business.
Saquon's good. Giants really fucked up that one. That's defense looks phenomenal. Quinn Mitchell.
Saquon might be like upping his game. Well, the best we saw him in the Giants probably wasn't even the best that we're going to see of him yet.
Yeah, because he's having the CMC effect.
Yeah.
Like, he's transforming the offense.
Crazy.
He's giving the offense a baseline of just, we can't pass the ball. Hurts sometimes is on and off of passing. Not this year really, but sometimes he is. Now, if that happens, Saquon Barkley.
We finally have something to lean on.
Yes.
Like something we can lean on when nothing else is working. Give Saquon Barkley the ball.
I mentioned a week ago, the running game is going to help the passing game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how it works. And you saw the interceptions, the fumbles from Hurts. It's cleaned up a little bit this year.
Because you don't need to put all the pressure on Hurts.
It doesn't have to be on Hurts.
At number 3, the Buffalo Bills beat the Chiefs.
They're at number 3?
They beat the Chiefs. Chiefs and Bills are harder, right? Chiefs at number 2. I'm not going to discount the Chiefs for losing the first game against.
Who's that one? Oh,
yeah, come on. Now.
Yeah. So the Chiefs are at number 2. They lose the first game. I'm not going to make the number 3.
Yeah, I mean they lose their first game in November. Yeah. Let's be cool.
Against one of the better teams in football, if not the best.
Although Terrell had a great point where he was talking about the week before they're not blocking that. Against
the Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah.
If they don't block that, this is 2 weeks in a row.
Yep. But Owens a win. I'm not gonna.
Owens a win.
Yeah. And at number 1, finally, the Lions. Finally, they remind me of like a very good high school team in the fact that they just beat everyone's. They beat the tail off everybody.
I feel like by the third quarter or so, they get bored almost.
They're just like, who's got a touchdown today?
Like, who wants to score?
Honestly,
just put your hand up. Like,
raise your hand, Jamar Gibbs.
Did you score? Sit down. Yeah, I feel like they're just toying with teams at this point.
They're just.
You know what's crazy? We mentioned it about I think it was the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. How they've been playing up. Like they played the Packers. It was like a 1-possession game. They played the Eagles. It was a close game.
Yeah.
Like they've been playing great. Yeah. And it's like that's the knock we have on the Packers and the Eagles and like the good teams. Like the teams you're supposed to beat, you're supposed to like smack them.
Yep.
The Lions, I feel like are like the only team that are actually going out there and it's like, oh my God, throw the damn towel. No. Like, it's not even close the way they're beating these teams.
And that's what good teams do. That's what we've seen when the Patriots were at their peak. I'm not comparing to the Patriots. Well, maybe I am. When the Patriots were at their peak, they played everyone the same level, a championship level. They beat everybody. No matter if you were the Dolphins or you were at the Colts with Peyton Manning. They played everyone the same level of effort. The Lions have just built a culture. Dan Campbell has built a culture where every game we're gonna kick ass. I don't care if it's against the Niners or the Jaguars. Yeah. Poor Jacksonville. They're everybody's cleanup game.
I would love to spend a week in the facilities of the Detroit Lions and then spend a week in the facilities of the New York Jets.
Oh my God.
And see what the difference is because the Lions
just take notes.
The Lions go out there every Sunday acting like they do everything the same every day of every week. Yep. They come ready to work every single day of every week and it shows on Sunday. Yep. And I had this take before the season started. The Lions have made the progression every year. They had that scrappy year, right?
Yep, for sure.
And they finished like 500 or right below 500 one year. Then they made the playoffs the following year. Where else did they have to go? The best team in the league, and they're here. They're the best team in the league.
What a 3-year. Let's just remember. Let's take a little step back and remember where they were 5 years ago.
I do.
They were literally the Lions used to be just the laughing stock. They're the Lions.
Do you remember like the early meme culture? Yeah. One of the famous memes was Mufasa and Simba. And they're like looking out, and he's like, "Dad, what's that over there?" And he's like, "Oh, that's the playoffs. We're Lions fans. We never go there."
Yeah, we never go there, son. Yeah, it's shout out to.
I mean, I could do a better Mufasa. We never go there.
What's the guy's name? Blanking out.
James Earl Jones.
Shout out to James.
Darth Vader.
Rest in peace, King.
Rest in peace.
All right, so let's get back to the list here. Gabe, Packers are number 8. Where would you put them? So look at the list. Do you have a list in front of you? Look at the list
in front of me. Who's 7 and 6? Is that on our Texans?
Yeah. At 7, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers, and at 6, I have the Minnesota Vikings. Where would you rank the Vikings, Steelers, and Packers right now? Try to think like a non-objective owner of the Packers.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So which teams are you asking me about? Because I have this in front of me now.
6, 7, and 8. The Vikings, Steelers, and Packers. Rank them.
Okay, so the Steelers, I feel should be 5.
Steelers should be 5. I agree.
Really?
Like Steelers proved a point.
So they beat number 5.
They beat number 5. They beat number 5. I think the Steelers are better than the Vikings.
It's hard to put the Steelers.
Ravens,
but they're doing it. They're doing it.
But see, for me, it's not though, because you look at the teams that are in front of them. The Vikings are in front of them. I would take the Steelers.
Yeah.
You
I'm
just
more sour
beat the
on
Ravens, and it wasn't like a convincing win. It was a hard fought win that just showed who the better team was. So I would have the Steelers at 5. I would put the Ravens at 6 because you still got to respect the Ravens. If you're kind of I'm back and forth, that's fine.
Yeah.
The Packers, let me just say it. We just mentioned what the Lions do against the bad teams.
Yeah.
That's what good teams do, though. Yeah. Good teams smack the bad teams.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Smack good teams too.
By having to win a game, by needing to block a field goal, that's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's just embarrassing. You don't do that. I don't knock you for it. I was kind of joking earlier, but honestly, I was watching that game. I cheered, of course, because we beat the Bears. But 5 seconds went by, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that game whatsoever." Like we're in November right now. We should be beating Chicago by at least 13 points.
And you're off a bye week. That's why I thought.
A bye week.
Yeah, I thought
everyone's healthy.
You would come out a little bit more, hair on fire, but that was disappointing.
I saw a couple of Packer fans trying to make like excuses, like, well, because the Bears, they have the new OC now, and it was his first week, so Green Bay doesn't know. It's not even about that. It's just you're the Packers.
Sometimes you have to put your will. Like you're correct to me now. I'm gonna correct to you.
Well, no, you were just talking about the Lions. The Lions said, we're just doesn't matter who it is. We're gonna go out there
and run our game,
and they're gonna play our rules. I feel like that's what good teams do. That's what the Packers should have done.
Yeah,
I'm fine with the Packers at 8. So
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh, I just have a lot more faith in them now.
This stat's not gonna help me out. The Pittsburgh Steelers lead the league with 5 victories over teams that have winning records. Like they lead the league in teams beat teams with good teams.
And how are they 7?
It's the residual hate and disgust and.
As crazy as it sounds,
for Russell Wilson, it's a personal vendetta I have. This is my list, damn it. But I do feel like I'm gonna get pretty torn apart for having them at 7. But
yeah, I mean,
legitimate. Here are my worries.
Okay, go ahead.
They don't. No one else but George Pickens to throw the ball.
Okay,
that's gonna hurt you in the playoffs. It might not hurt you now. In the playoffs, that's when you need a third down, when you need a fourth down. You only have Pickens and Najee Harris. Your only playmaker and Jaylen Warren. That's going to hurt you.
That's your concern. That's your concern with the Commandos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
their offensive line is still. It's okay. It's not great. Defense is great, but offensively, I just don't trust that Russell Wilson is going to overcome the one weapon they have. And he didn't play great on Sunday. He didn't throw a touchdown. He threw a bad pick in the red zone.
Really bad pick.
Tucker missed 3 field goals. Remember
Tucker went from Hall of Famer to like, dude, we got to cut this guy.
If you look at the Pittsburgh win, we said a win's a win, but. Tucker missed 3. Lamar Jackson, the two point conversion could have been easily converted if they put Derrick Henry. So you're like, it's a win, but it's a goofy win. It's a Russell Wilson win. Where you're like, a lot of things had to happen for them to win. I'm telling you, if they get in the playoffs and they meet the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are a very good defense, and only have one weapon, that's George Pickens to shut down, they will do that very easily and make Allen Robinson and whoever the hell they have out there, make them beat them. So that's the one thing I have up. But for right now, Minnesota, I put them above them, more complete team. I view Sam Darnold and Russell Wilson in the same tier right now. They play good, they're streaky, but I take the Vikings over the Steelers. That's because I like they're more complete. Ooh, better weapons, better running game, better offensive line, not better defense. Equal defense, so a little bit less, but
I said the other way around. I would take the Steelers. I mean, AJ, do you want to be the tiebreaker here? Like if the
Pittsburgh or Minnesota?
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh. Honestly, Pittsburgh is number 5 for me on this list.
Yeah.
Minnesota, while they're still winning games, I do still have concerns. The Ravens,
Ravens are weird.
it's so weird.
It's starting to become a thing now where it's like the Ravens. I mean, at the beginning of this year, we were just like, man, the Ravens are so freaking good. Now they got Derrick Henry. But then once the playoffs start to sneak around, it's like, the Ravens. It's like, oh yeah, that's what they do.
That's why they haven't won championships in the last couple of years, because they do this stuff. They do weird shit sometimes. And
I mean, is this the initiation week where it's like, is this what have we started that?
No, because they're going to come back next week. Who are they playing?
Look it up. Yeah, but I know who's to say that. They're coming next week and smack the
no matter
crap.
who's on the schedule, they're going to come back next week and they're going to destroy them.
Because they're not Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, I think Lamar Jackson is 1-8 versus Pittsburgh in his career. So, like, there's that history going in. So if you have to...
There's a lot of things to bounce around here. So
they're playing the Chargers.
Oh, okay. Let's land there.
I think
and then
that will tell you.
I was so tempted to put the Chargers above the Packers and the Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But for the same reason, I worry about the Steelers. I worry about the Chargers. No weapons, really. You make it happen by game planning. You rely on J.K. Dobbins and Gus Bus. Good offensive line, but that's why they should be up, but they might be higher.
Hey, the Angels Heavenly 10 next week with Ravens and Chargers. That's Monday night, too.
Well, I mean, Monday night. God, what a great game.
I mean, let me ask you this then. I mean, if that's what makes you concerned about the Steelers with Russell Wilson, concerned about the Chargers not having weapons, do you use the same? And I know this is going to sound crazy, but just hear me out. Do you use the same? Do you have the same concerns when it comes to the Buffalo Bills?
Well, no, they have weapons.
I mean, on the same level as like the Chargers and
way better.
Okay,
Mike Cooper, Shakir. They have a good tight end room. Not once broken out. They found Ray Davis in the 5th round this year. James Cook. Yeah, they have much better weapons there.
Okay,
I trust them a lot more. Let's look at the teams that are looking in. Commanders at 11, Rams at 12, and Broncos at 13. Who do you think's has the best chance of hopping in this top 10 here out of those 3? Or do you have a team that's? And I'm sure the Cardinals are in some teams top 10. I don't buy them. Which team would you think is a?
It's just hard because the teams that are on your top 10 list, I don't see them like losing a lot of games and like anytime soon. So it's going to be hard for the Commanders to get back in. For the Rams, it's really going to be hard for them to get back in.
I like the Rams.
I know, but I'm saying as far as a top 10 list, it's going to be really hard for them to get back in. The Broncos. I think the Broncos can easily hop in the top 10 list. Give it another 2-3 weeks. If they continue to win and dominate, and Nick's is, let's just face it, the league, it doesn't matter who you are. If your quarterback is good, they will favor you like crazy.
Yeah.
That will definitely put the Broncos in a top 10 list. The only thing is that, I mean, they're going to bump out the Texans, the Chargers, if they continue. I mean, are they going to bump my Packers out? Are they better than the Packers at this point?
Broncos?
It's really tough with the Broncos.
Broncos are interesting.
They got Vegas this week.
That's a fucking dub.
And see, this has to be the kind of game, too, that I wanted my Packers to have this week.
Yeah.
I want to see, it's
nice
like, all right,
back.
We know it's a dub. Go out there and show the whole league, though. Like, yeah, we are now here. This is as good as we can get right here.
Let's give AJ some time here. AJ, how high? Do you think the Eagles will ever be the best team in football?
Honestly, it sucks because we are a Saquon Barkley drop at the 3-yard line away from being 9-1.
That's crazy.
And I think about that all. I have not stopped thinking about that all season.
It's right there. It was
right there. That's a touchdown. It was a touchdown. Yeah. Seal the game right there.
Game over.
We're one Saquon Barkley drop from being 9-1, and that one loss we were without AJ Brown, Devonta Smith.
That was against Baker.
Yeah. We were down like 4 players.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's a scenario where I see them being better than the Chiefs. I was gonna say if we have the same record, if the Chiefs lose and we have the same record as the Chiefs got Carolina this week, so I don't see that happening. Yeah, what a great good for them.
I know.
Good for them.
Chiefs they got a nice little
tune-up. Rebound games are crazy.
After a loss to the Bills, yeah. Sorry.
I mean, if we can get we can catch the Chiefs by one game, then yeah. But the Lions. Nobody is out there doing what the Lions are doing.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, we're beating some teams in a good way. Oh. But the Lions, like it is 21-3 or 21-0 in the first quarter.
It's literally high school ball.
It's Madden.
It's what we did in high school.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, what we as a team did, as we all did.
You were a sophomore.
We all did it. I was on varsity.
Broke your collarbone in practice.
Listen, battle wounds, dog. I'm saying, don't put my shit out there for people to know about.
it's a battle balloon. It's cool.
All right, that's Angel's Heavenly Top 10, brought to you by nobody. Look for a sponsor. If you're the sponsor guy for your local business, let me know.
You just so happen to be watching.
And if you're this one, you know what I'm saying? No, we don't. We'll take anyone's. We'll take Kamala people.
What's
Kamala
her name?
What's her name?
I can't do it.
I can't do it. Kamala.
Kamala's.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do
It's
that.
like
I know AJ can do her voice pretty well. It's kind of
It's a little like we're gonna.
Yeah, it's like
I'm from the middle class.
It's like she doesn't want to commit to her own voice.
But then you better thank a union worker.
yeah, she's like, what, 8 voices? God, Kamala.
Oh my God, I forgot about that voice thing.
Real quick, not football topic. Since you guys are here, we talked about it on Monday's show. Mike Tyson, stop boxing. Buddy.
Oh yeah,
stop boxing.
We all watched it together.
We love you, Mike. We still love you.
Yeah.
We still love you. You're just old.
Evander Holyfield called. I don't want to say call him out because I just feel like you guys are.
He asked.
You're way too old to be calling someone out right now. He asked for
the trilogy.
A third fight, and
oh my God,
I was just kind of like.
Did you
and then,
see Mike Tyson's response?
And then they always try to put, they try to push it by saying, "Oh, the fans want it." I commented immediately like, "Hey, here's a real fan here.
Nobody wants him.
I don't want this.
No.
I may not speak for everyone, but I'm a real fan that does not want this."
Yeah.
You hear Mike Tyson's tweet back?
I'm surprised Mike Tyson is even up.
Say it like Mike Tyson.
I read. I have to read it in his voice when I read it on the phone. He's like,
I love you, brother, but the trilogy is our friendship.
Oh, what a nice guy.
So he really has turned a leaf.
yeah.
You know what?
Wow, man.
Like, dude,
that's a good response.
He used to kill people
He
back in the
doesn't
day.
have. He's found peace. It's okay to find peace.
Yeah,
Buddy.
he honestly has.
Like he's out there. I'm like, it's not. Look, we were born in the 90s. We weren't able to watch as a grown adult him watch box. All we've heard is stories and videos on YouTube.
Yep.
So watching him now is like the only fight I've ever seen was him against Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks.
Did you ever have that moment where you like realize like I should look up some of his highlights on YouTube?
Yes.
Like I remember when I did that and I was like, oh my
holy
God.
shit, this is Clubber Lang.
There's never been there will never be a guy that's ever going to be like the way Mike was. And I know I wasn't alive to watch those fights, but I watch a lot of fights. No fighter has ever come close to just the devastation he would bring. He has that record for like most first round like KOs. And it's not, I don't know what the record is, but it's like one of those baseball records where it's like, it's never going to be broken. It's like, it's never going to be broken because he was that just.
I think we saw, they definitely showed it before the fight. And I remember seeing that. I said it out like, was it 50? 50 first round knock?
It's something crazy. No, he has like 56 wins, so like 7 losses, and like 40 of them are by knockout.
Yeah, I just wanted to chat him out because we all watched it together. We were all disappointed together. Netflix. Get your shit together. Also, why the hell
they did bring us one fantastic girl fight.
Oh God, those poor. No defense, no counters, just straight.
I feel like women boxing actually took a dub down that.
Like
night. It's like we're
pro women's rights. Like, that was a pro. Women got dubs the entire show because of
the ring card girl.
I don't even know her name.
Man, she blew up.
You know exactly who I'm talking about if you watch the fight.
Something.
Yeah, if you watch the fight, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Really, another
Sydney.
Wow.
So real quick, before we get
that's good for the world.
Sydney Thomas.
Hey Thomas, before we get off,
what a talent.
Let's really quick pick the Thursday night game. The Cleveland Browns at Pittsburgh. Let's just do it real quick. I have Pittsburgh by a mile. Winston will give us a quote though. That's what's fun about it. This is a cleanup game. This is a mop the floor game. Unless you guys see it as a divisional tough game, but I see the Pittsburgh just killing them.
I guess it's easy to pick them, but kind of add in the the small scenarios. I guess coming off a good win, sometimes those teams they could
short week.
Yeah. Sometimes they kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit.
Are you picking the Browns?
I'm not picking the Browns. No. I'm just saying there is a world where the Browns could win, but I'm not in that world or even near that world. The Steelers.
AJ?
Honestly, I've seen enough from Pittsburgh. They're such a well-coached team.
Yeah.
You've seamlessly made the transition from a Justin Fields offense to a Russell Wilson offense and haven't lost a game with Russ, if I'm not mistaken. Any other team I'd be like, divisional maybe. They're coming in to take care of business.
Is it in Pittsburgh?
I think it's hold on, man.
Not that it matters.
Pretty sure it's in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland.
Yeah,
in Cleveland.
Doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
in
Carolina.
I gotta say, guys, for our first show where I hosted, we were pretty on. We didn't goof off at all.
Well, we did the little Kamala thing for a second, but I mean, you know.
We FaceTimed Joey before the show, and he was like, "Oh God, Angel's hosting," and we're gonna like, "Listen,
no.
Listen, buddy, we did a great job."
Wasn't it words like Gabe's at the table? I was like, yes, Gabe's at the table.
Yes, we've talked football.
It's efficient. We didn't even throw me on the camera.
Yeah, we don't
even have a second camera right now.
Is it racist to have the one black guy on camera? We'll let the people decide.
Or is it progressive to have the minorities on camera?
Well, you could pass for a white person.
I'm a glass half full guy, so I'm
you could legitimately pass for a white guy though.
You're the lightest guy here.
I'm looking at myself on screen now. Not one person to be like, your name. That's a white dude.
You could Frank. Your name could easily be Frank Johnson. I'm like, yeah, I see it.
Jeff Thomas.
What's up, Jeff? Big J. That could be your name.
JT.
Yeah, JT. Dang, we should give you a good name.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Anyways, and that's the show for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell a friend about our podcast. That'd be great. Leave a review, and we'll see you on Friday with Joey back. Hopefully, the whole gang here. Catch you later. Peace.
Bye.